All right, all right, all right. You know what we're going to do? Come on. On three, let's all do it.
Yeet. I'll do it for Johnny. Yeet. Yeah.
Delete.
Delete. What's going on, everybody? We are here to talk about tonight's Saturday night main event. We have a great cast among us. Let's welcome. We'll start down. Where am I? In the corner there. Our good friend, he's known as the Belt Dude, the one, the only, Mr. Gianni. What's up, my brother?
Absolutely wonderful, man. How are you guys doing today?
No, we're beautiful. We're here with each other.
Yes, sir.
And
we got the Lumbergenie.
Exactly. Joining us tonight. I think this is your first time here, right?
Yes, it is. I've watched your shows, but I've never been on.
And maybe she will keep my partner in crime in line. We'll soon find out. The Lumbergenie herself. Welcome to the show, Jeannie.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
You're going to see what it's like now on this side of the fence, trying to control Johnny as he goes on.
But see, that's what I love about him. So I'm
encouraging him. Stop.
Never.
Oh boy, you act as if saying what's the truth is a problem. There's nothing wrong with saying the truth. I mean, exposing the business for the idiocracies that it has. It's fun to me, and I hope everyone takes it as hyperbole. I say a lot of things off the cuff, but that's what wrestling is. It's
Absolutely.
Off the cuff.
Absolutely. Well, here he is, the one and only, my partner in crime, Mr. Member of the Banner Club, Mr. Johnny HotBody.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Jeannie, I am honored to have you here with us tonight. It's not every week, and I have a sensible person taking my side. Lots of times I'm here alone, just trying to argue the common sense of wrestling.
I take your side. I try to.
And more encouragement for Mr. HotBody from Michelle. Hello, everyone. I've missed everyone. Speak the truth, Johnny.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
Pleasure meeting you, Michelle.
She sent me a picture earlier. She got her box of Yeet, the cereal.
Wow.
Which did you see the shirt she had made?
Yes.
Oh my God. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I saw it at One and Done.
It was.
I saw somebody.
She was wearing it.
Yeah. It was gorgeous. Absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous. Well, Johnny and Larry were on it, so
Yeah.
how could it not be?
They should be shirts that are sold everywhere.
There you go.
Yes, I'd buy it.
Yep.
Pro Wrestling Tees. Get at them.
There you go.
You know, I tried to line up an account with Pro Wrestling Tees, and I guess I just didn't kiss the right ass because they said that they had no T-shirts for me. They approached Erica and myself with a definite no.
Wow.
Well, they just lost me as a customer.
Well, you know, not for anything besides my granddaughters and Jeannie, who would actually wear a shirt of Johnny HotBody.
Your grandkids' shirts, I said this on our Carmelo's podcast the other day. They were gorgeous. They were gorgeous. I was like, oh, I want to be a part of the Johnny HotBody fan club.
See, it's growing already.
Johnny, they were adorable, and your son, dude, that's your mini me. He looked. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting all of you. You're welcome. And Johnny's like, you're Italian. Why are you so fucking tall?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Well, tonight's show I thought was a fun show. I thought there was only one clunker in the bunch. The show did open with Jesse Ventura, and is it me or is it Jesse's just very awkward, and I don't feel like he fits in the modern era of wrestling.
He's always been like that.
I don't think they're feeding him the lines, or he's not getting them quick enough upstairs.
I don't think he's allowing them lines.
Yeah.
Well,
I get that.
You know, when you get hit in the head with chairs and you know, you want to say things that aren't on the script, you know, they cut the mic.
Yeah.
That's the way the program works.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think they're doing, and I think he's trying to fly off the cuff, and it's just not working. He's got that old school style, which worked great in the '80s, but it doesn't work today.
You know, I don't understand where anyone would think that style of color commentary wouldn't work, because I think it's missing from the business today. There's nothing to the business. It's generic. It sucks. It's as if AI invents everything that's going to happen before it happens. And then when it happens, nobody really cares about it because their heads are down in their phones. They're not even actually watching. Yeah, how would you watch something that sucks?
But John, how about this? Do you think because he has that old school style and he's there with Cole and McAfee, they can't carry him and vice versa because it's like a clash? It's all clashing styles.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it may be a clash in style, but still, I think that McAfee's a kiss ass. Michael Cole writes the garbage that he spews out of his mouth, and he's the only one believing it. You know, I miss Vince McMahon on the mic with Jesse. I truly do. I even miss a Bobby the Brain Heenan with Gorilla Monsoon. You may say it doesn't have a place to fit in today's fast-paced genre of garbage, but you know what? I think that wrestling needs to come back full circle to what it used to be, because what it is today, it's a pile of shit. How do you present that card that you present tonight and actually say that that's worthy of Saturday night main event? Not like any Saturday main event was actually any good, because to me, when you're trying to appease Disney, you're going to get garbage.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Was it just me, or was Jesse delayed almost, like 20 seconds delayed?
He was delayed because of what he would say. You know, he is a political figure. He does wrestling, whether anyone believes it or not, bites off of what's going on politically and in today's society, or else it wouldn't hold such a moronic point of view and captivate the morons.
That's an amazing way to put it, Johnny. Thank you.
You know, I came up with a saying today. Every now and then I come up with a great one. And today, the greatest thing that Johnny HotBody may have said was, "Don't take a shit near a fire and tell me that it's a log burning."
There you go.
The
disclaimer. Just remember the disclaimer.
and that right there fits into what the WWE is. When you got Paul Heyman, and I know here we go. Paul Heyman. Johnny, why do you dislike Paul Heyman? Because he's everything bad in professional wrestling. Him, Levesque. Listen, did you know that Vince McMahon doesn't even talk to Paul Levesque? As a matter of fact, he said there's the only thing that Paul Levesque does that's any good is the dishes when Stephanie tells him to.
All right. So the opening match tonight we had, which was basically, in my opinion, the main event of the night, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker taking on Sami Zayn and Johnny's favorite CM Punk.
Let me ask you something. How's CM Punk been doing since he's been in the WW garbage, Paul? You know, I said he would never win a match, although he may be in the whirlpool of the slop. He's never going to get that main event moment that he's looking for because he's just not good enough. He's at the point in his career where the best thing he could do is try to put someone else over.
And as always, I'll disagree on that comment when it comes to CM Punk, as I feel he's one of the best workers in the company and always delivers amazing matches, just like tonight's tag match. I thought was a hot opening match. Thought it was the best actual match of the show. And a little surprise at the end, which we'll get into. But what was everybody else's feelings on the match? Jeannie, let's get you first.
I liked it. I liked 3 out of the 4 participants in the match. I'm not a Sami Zayn fan. I mean, I think he's a good worker, but he's just not my cup of tea. I like the bad guys. So, I'm just not. But anyway, I thought it was a decent match. I thought it was, it wasn't mind-blowing and oh my God, what just happened or anything like that. But I thought it was a decent match.
Gianni?
I agree with Jeannie, and back to the whole what you said about Sami Zayn. Look at his other moniker of El Generico, if you want to look at Bad Boys. But as far as I'm concerned, I agree with Jeannie. It was a decent match.
All right, Johnny, you're up.
I think they would have been better using the Chelsea Green Selena Vega match as an opener. They had nothing really to look forward to, and burning the tree, burning it down before the show even gets to the end. It just didn't fit aesthetically to me on the card. And I know everybody wants to see the Yeet, and you got to get a steel cage in, and but for me, the match anymore, it's just not doing it for me. It's not drawing. Bronson Reed may have been the only highlight to that match. I'm not a fan of Sami Zayn. I never will be. I don't get him. He may be able to work, but just because you're able to work doesn't make you a main event. Case in point, Uso. He can work, but he's definitely not no main event. These are my opinions. I think Seth Rollins is anymore just going through the motions because he's gotten that good, and where he's at, it's so boring that he could just do anything out there, and he always looks amazing. As for CM Punk, at the end of the night, I know he's picking up the chairs and he's loading up the van, and that's what makes me happy.
Let's talk about the Bronson Reed surprise. I mean, I know I have been waiting for another member to pop in. When Bronson Reed came out, I instantly thought for a second it was Jeff Cobb, what's his name, JC Mateo, but then realized it was Bronson Reed. It was a nice surprise, but where are we going with this? Like you took somebody who I didn't think was like all of a sudden they're in that main event again now.
Well, I think Rollins is trying to, the script, the creators that be, I think they're trying to make a new either Shield or bloodline. I mean, it's not a bloodline because none of them are related, but like another troop, another
yeah.
close fit thing, and I guess, you know, that's the only thing I can say. But then who are they going to be feuding with, other than CM Punk and Sami Zayn?
At this
Who would
point,
be the third?
At this point, they could be feuding with the Wyatt Six. I'm telling you that it's just as you're saying, Jeannie. I agree with you. They've run out of ideas. They don't know what to do. The creative board throws shit up against the wall, and whatever the idiot fans jump onto, yeet, that's what you get. And it's a sad state of affairs to professional wrestling, and I stand by what I say. One Paul Heyman is the destruction of the WWE and TKO. I feel that they're burying the company. They're burying the talent. The talent worked better with Vince McMahon's ideas. I know not people don't probably agree with that, but what you have now is total garbage. What Vince McMahon gave you was entertaining garbage.
Yeah, I agree. But back to the faction that with Rollins and Heyman and everybody. It just occurred to me, this is just my opinion. This reminds me of the Dangerous Alliance of WCW.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Like I said, they've run out of ideas. They have nothing left. No matter what you call it, no matter how you slice it up, it is Paul Heyman's garbage.
Let me ask this question. Do you think we will see added to this alliance Becky Lynch?
I was just about to say that. Yes, I do.
Well, they do need a manly figure there, so she would fit the role a lot better than her. Listen, I don't know where they come up to form this coalition, but it's weak at best. It's weak. I don't see where Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, but Bronson Reed. I don't care who you throw in here. The best thing that the WE has going for right now is the Samoan Werewolf. And I'm sorry, they're going to bury him too because they have nothing. Their creative sucks. This is the problem. No matter what match we go over tonight, creative is not hitting the marks. They may be able to sell Yeet cereal. They may be able to push a catchphrase like Yeet. But I mean, what about the Yeah Man, L.A. Garbage? They're feeling. Do you not see it? They feel. It's the worst product out there. I am ready, and I know what I'm saying. I said this. I have a sneaking suspicion that when WWE falls, which it is going to, mark my words on it, AEW is going to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And I know this will make Carmella happy, but I believe that Vince McMahon may have embers burning there. You don't have to believe it, but you know what? It seems like WrestleMania and the rest of the WWE script writers, if they're not in control of the garbage that's on YouTube, I don't know who is or what is, but listen to what I am telling you here. Inside track, Vince McMahon is going to rise from the ashes with AEW. He doesn't need to resurrect a product that totally sucks. Thank you, TKO, Paul Levesque, and Paul Heyman.
Back to the whole alliance thing, real quick. I and I totally agree with you, Johnny, because AEW, Shane McMahon has also talked with AEW, so maybe that's his way in, Vince's way in.
Do not believe that. Don't believe that. Don't. That goes nowhere. This is all garbage you're hearing. This is all garbage. This is not the end. What the reality of it is Vince McMahon has left himself in a clause because legally he may be one of the smartest men around. He has left himself an opening in the clause that says if he's not happy with the product that WWE is producing, he does have the right to step in and take it from shareholders, because shareholders are not owners, and neither is that Warney Khan or Khan, whatever his name is. They do not tell Vince McMahon what to do. No one tells Vince McMahon what to do.
So I know it's gonna be Becky Lynch, like you said, Bay, but it should be Piper Niven, because Piper Niven, when she was in the Indies and all that before she got called up, was a massive heel. She was an amazing heel, and she would fit perfectly in that alliance. And the biggest problem WWE has, and I know you guys are watching, you have too many writers. You don't need writers. You need fucking bookers.
Well, that's why we're now going to have the writers show where they're going to expose everything.
Part of me does not want to like give it any type of merit or ratings or whatever, but the other part of me is like, I just want to know what the hell were they thinking.
I'm dying. Yeah, I can't wait.
Like, how did you come up with this? I really do want to know.
Like, if I was I'm still in, but I was a huge fan of Tough Enough the first couple seasons. I loved seeing that. Like, it was a great show. But I really hope they do, and not to sound stupid or idiotic when I say this, I really hope they do like WrestleMania, like the writings of WrestleMania, not something like not like SummerSlam and then see SummerSlam like that. You know what I mean? That would be stupid. You know. I hope they do like Raw or WrestleMania or a pay-per-view like that already happened. That would be
right. That's what I have no idea. I have no inside knowledge whatsoever. But my assumption is that this show, Unreal, is going to be leading up to WrestleMania. Like, it's already been filmed. It's already been done. Now they're in the editing process and putting it all together, and then it's going to air. But yeah, I don't think it's like going to be live, you know, week to week, like, you know, HBO does. What is that? The football. I can't think.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, like that's weekly.
Hard Knocks.
Yeah. And there, you know, so I don't think it's going to be like that. But I think it's going to be like it's already been filmed and it was leading. I could be completely wrong and off base, but that's just
we're all hoping it's going to be that, you know, because if it's something like I was saying about something that's in the future, no, I'm not going to watch that. That's going to be stupid to me, you know.
Yeah, because then why watch the pay-per-view or the event? Why?
And now I hear that they're going back to $50 a month. No, you just lost me again. No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, if that happens, I'm out. Let me run through some comments. Mike Ferrara, Magic Mike's in the house. What's up, guys? Love and respect you all. I love the match. All guys killed it. Love the ending. Let's see. Let's All Play. That's a new one. Was literally just watching Chubby's interview with Stevie Wonderful when this popped up. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome aboard, Let's Play. Thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure to subscribe to the channel too. Magic Mike says it's a great new faction and that he loves it. Let's see. DJ plays favorites. Hello, what's up? Welcome to the show. That's a name that's been around before. Michelle says, I think it's a sad attempt to bring back the Dangerous Alliance. Wow, Gianni, you read my mind.
Hey, what can I say?
How is everyone? We're good. We are good. Happy you're here. Michelle says, I think Johnny is right about AEW and Vince. And the last comment so far, DJ Plays Favorites says, so Saturday night's main event was a complete bomb, just like a house show.
Truth.
It is an overglorified house show.
I was about to say, yeah, glorified house show. Exactly what it was.
Yeah, for real. All right, so next match up, which I felt was the complete bomb of the night, Chelsea Green taking on Zelina Vega for the U.S. title. Chelsea Green and her little faction over there, I mean, they are fucking over his heels big time.
They are, yes.
They get a lot of fucking
Why?
heat.
I don't get her. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't.
You know what?
You're not a man. I'm sorry to say this, Jeannie. Chelsea Green has the it factor from a real man's right here. Chelsea Green has it. She could like do a show painting the backdrops for all the next segments, and I would watch it. It's more entertaining than the Dangerous Alliance.
I see. I think she is entertaining. I think she knows how to play a heel, and I think when she is in there with the right person, she can work her ass off. I did not think Zelina Vega was the right person on this evening. She had zero, and I mean absolute. It might be -0 crowd pop reaction when she came out, which I instantly said, I can't believe they put a belt on this girl.
I can't believe it either. I don't understand who she's friends with in the back that gave her that strap, but she's one of the most talentless people in there besides John Cena. I don't get her, never will. As a matter of fact, I don't get any of these fractions anymore. What are they trying to do? It's we'll set up a click here, we'll set up a click here, we'll set up a click there.
That's all it is. That's all it is. They're putting
this is lackadaisical writing. And as far as bookers go, Gianni, let me tell you a little something that you might not know.
Yes, sir.
Too many hands spoil the soup. The problem is everybody is their own booker. There's no boss. There needs to be one boss, one creative mind, and one director back here. Not 100 people coming up with a bunch of ideas that all sucked. I believe that they all hired their family. They have a bunch of kids that they should be home. Seriously, doing things for their allowance instead of helping daddy run the WWE.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm talking about. And if need be, I will expose every one of these low life traders for whom and what they are.
That's exactly what I was referring to. One boss, one person, and I totally agree with you, Johnny.
Well, here's my thing. Like, I don't mind all the different people there to contribute the ideas, but at the end of the day, there should be one person making that final say.
Final say, yes.
Well, as far as the writers go, let's see. We got a game show host writing. We got a horror story guy writing. We got a gay drama guy writing. We have a thespian that's probably a lesbian writing. Listen, man, we need to have one brain like Vince McMahon controlling it the way it used to be. Because all this... Listen, none of them know what they're doing. Hey, you could try to defend these guys to the best of your ability, but the show sucks. The writing sucks. The wrestling doesn't.
The
wrestling
some
doesn't
of it
suck. It's not the workers. Let me make this statement perfectly clear. It is not the workers. It's what they're being given.
No.
Can I ask a really stupid question as somebody who's never wrestled, never booked, never promoted?
You've been in a ring before.
Well, but what is there left to do? Like, what new thing can be done that hasn't already been done? Like, because we're seeing the same thing over and over again for the last, how long has wrestling been around?
Well, you know
You know
what?
what I mean? I mean, in different ways, and maybe different, slightly different modernized ways. But there's nothing new. What is there new to do in professional wrestling?
Well, how about this? I'm going to take that a step further with that question.
Put olive oil on everybody. Have them wrestle naked like the Greco-Roman times.
I feel that way with basically the whole entertainment industry, whether it's music, TV, movies.
Right.
Everything has been done and is just rehashed a million different ways with different names, same places,
different rom-coms or dramatic,
yes.
War movies, westerns. I mean, it's all been done. Like,
right.
How many?
History repeats itself, though. I mean,
and not for nothing, when we seen it, it wasn't new then either. Our great grandparents had seen it. Nothing new's under the sun. Well, here's a great new, crisp, clean idea. Why don't we start new? And why don't we take it back to the basics? Why don't we make it what it was and what it should be?
I just started reading Barbara Goodish's book about Bruiser Brody. And I mean, I literally just started it a couple hours ago. But I mean, I'm reading it, and just like the way it was back then, it's like, that's what I miss today.
Yes.
It really is what I miss.
And not for nothing, Jeannie, none of these know-it-all kids have ever seen what it used to be.
Right.
All they could hear are the stories. If you present them something repackaged and maybe with a fresh new face on it, let's burn it down and start new. There's a lot of new talent out there. Why do we need to see the same old faces? Hulk Hogan got old, and in the beginning, when Hulk Hogan was new, he was over, and he was fresh, and he was new. The ideal of psychology in the wrestling game has gone away. It's no longer about a match. It's more about an idea of bullshit. How is it that you're putting on Saturday Night Main Event, in all reality, you have your champion, John Cena, going against, no disrespect to R-Truth, but R-Truth, where's Gunther?
I
mean, not for nothing. Let's see a slobber knocker of a match between Gunther and John Cena. You won't get that because John Cena is a bitch.
I totally agree with you, Johnny. And I saw Ron Cena come out as they announced him tonight. And Ron R-Truth has a lot of talent. I mean, the man's over 50 years old and still wrestling. I mean, at his age, and he's an awesome talent. But I'm like, really? Why is he? What is this? And I totally agree with you as far as where's Gunther and this and that. But what I heard, he just had a new baby and wants to spend more time with it, which I get it, and I
think it might come down later, down the road, because we have the whole rest of the year to put up with his.
I don't think you'll ever see Gunther and Cena in the ring together.
They fumbled so many great matches. You could have had Gunther against Brock Lesnar. You could have had Brock Lesnar against what was his name, Bobby Lashley, when Bobby Lashley was over. There's always been these moments where they could have these great matches, but what are they going to give you? Goldberg? Are you joking me? Why is this moron still around? Why? Who has he slept with? Who's he got pictures of? He must have pictures of somebody doing something wrong in the world of entertainment that this idiot is still bouncing around and still receiving paydays. It's a joke. I think what the wrestling fans need to do is say is enough, and just listen. If you boycott something for 1 week, you change the way people think.
Never happened.
So
yeah, unfortunately, it won't.
Can I?
It happens from me because I boycott it all. I pay no attention to any of it. I don't shop in Walmart. Never will.
Let me state my opinion on the Chelsea Green match and Selena Vega.
She's hot, isn't she? But go ahead.
I disagree.
Give me a second, Johnny. But yeah, that match was a cluster. I mean, Selena Vega didn't need to be in that match. And did you see the botch of the 619, or was that a block by Chelsea?
No, she botched it.
She's horrible, and Nia Jax is 10 times better the worker she is. What's the next match we can get into here?
But Matt Cardona is a lucky man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, too bad he doesn't get to see her every night. Next.
Did you think she broke her nose at the end of the match?
Yeah.
All right, let me run through some comments. DJ Plays Favorite says, what are your thoughts of LFG? That new show to replace Tough Enough, which means no, just recycle Tough Enough. Sorry, off topic, since one of your panel mentioned Tough Enough. Honestly, I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes, so I can't really make a complete judgment on it. But it was definitely like an updated version of Tough Enough.
Sorry, Jeannie, go ahead.
No, I just said I watched it.
Okay.
It was
from what I've seen clip wise, it's like they said, it's an updated version of Tough Enough. I'm just gonna wait till it. I could get it on DVD, and because I know a guy and watch the whole thing. So
us Italians always know a guy.
My comment is I will boycott that show. Next.
Jeannie, do you have anything about it, or?
It was all right. I mean, it was a little interesting as far as seeing, like, how they were coming up with their characters and, the coaching that they were getting and things like that. But will I watch it again? No. Will I follow the winners of it on NXT? No. Did I think they should have won? I don't really care if they
wow.
That
speaks volumes.
Jeannie, how much time did you invest in that?
I mean, it was like an hour and a half a week.
Hour and a half? Oh my God.
On A&E, it was just, there was nothing on, and I need something to fall asleep to.
I would watch next time you call me and I'll read you Euripides and
okay.
And it's a better time spent than watching this garbage. But
DJ Plays Favors also said Xena's interview with Bubba Ray Dudley was amazing. What is Borad?
I don't know.
And a good listen.
Bubba Ray Dudley should pay you money every week he gets a check, Chubby.
Yes, I agree. And I was watching something on Peacock. It was, and they said your name, and you should be getting royalties. Like I said, it's a travesty. It's a travesty, brother.
They said that?
They had your name, Chubby Dudley, of one of the 9 Dudley brothers, or the one thing I sent you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
DJ also says the creative has gone downhill because too many leaders and no one wants to take a stand up because maybe be fired or not even called up. I mean, what? I'm sure a lot of people don't say what they really want to because they're scared to.
Nepotism.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly right.
Magic Mike says Hulk Hogan is God to me. I still don't understand why.
Mike.
Oh, Mike.
Mike, are you drunk?
We got to get you a new religion then, dude.
I like Mike. I like Mike.
I like him too, but
man, he is too funny.
Okay. Wait, at the end of the night, after we get done this, I have a text message from Mike about a story about Mr. HotBody, which I'm going to read to everybody because it's a good one. It's a funny one. Magic Mike also said, "I love this match. I love Ron worked with him at JAPW in New Jersey. Cena versus R-Truth was money." I'm going to disagree again. I don't think it was money.
No.
At all. At all.
They lost money on that one.
Yeah. DJ says, get rid of the entertainment and wrestling and go back to the early 90s and late 70s. You know what? Like,
was not the wrestling entertainment at that point?
It was a totally different form of entertainment.
I know, that was a joke.
But
that was a dry joke. Yeah.
I don't think you could not. You wouldn't have the wrestling. You wouldn't have as much wrestling or as popularity or I should say as popular or as many fans of the wrestling business today if you went back to that style before the Hogan.
Could I tell you what's wrong? I'm going to tell you what's wrong with the business in a nutshell. They're letting anybody that has money to come up into the school, get into school, and they're given a chance. I think that that's where wrestling has went wrong. You know, in professional football, there may be 10,000 idiots that want to play football and bang their head into a wall. But out of that 10,000, only 1,000 are fortunate enough to drive their head into a wall hard enough. You have in the 70s and 80s, you have Dick the Bruiser, Dick Slater, the guys are all named Dick, of course. Dick Murdoch.
Dick Murdoch, yeah.
You know, I mean, what my point is back in these days, you had tough men. Men did eat steak, not men did eat chicken, and tied their hair into a man bun. You got to listen. This ain't going to sit right with YouTube. This ain't going to sit right with a lot of you young guys out there. These are all a bunch of pussies. Put your man buns away and become men. Stop shaving your fucking underarms. Stop wearing your grandma's perfume and become men. Go to a bar, drink a beer, eat a steak, get into a fight on a Saturday night, damn it. Grow a set of balls. Don't back yourself because, hey, well, my lineage is, well, I'm a Samoan. Well, my lineage is, I'm an Italian. Well, how about your lineage should be you're one badass man that doesn't take no shit, and you stand up and you stop goofing around with goop in your hair and you start professional wrestling the way it used to be. I'm telling you, this business is hurting because of who they've let in this business. The women are more brutal than the men, and that's a statement in its own.
Johnny,
call me a sexist if you want. I'm a man. I love women, and I'm a steak-eating man. And that's just the problem. You don't have enough steak-eating men.
Johnny, you know why they? You know why they don't get in bar fights on Saturday nights anymore? Because the last person who did that lost his smile. Next.
They don't even go to the bars anymore on Saturday nights. Are you kidding? DJ plays favorites. He said, wrong one. BORAD stood for Busted Open After Dark.
Okay.
Busted Open Radio. Thank you for clearing that up because I was like trying to figure that out. Magic Mike says LFG was great. Can't wait for season 2. Michelle says, sorry, Mike. Hulk Hogan is no god. If you want a god in wrestling to worship, it's Barry Windham, my favorite wrestler of all time. And
this woman loves Barry. Don't.
Magic Mike says, Gianni, yes, I'm drunk on wrestling and drunk on wrestling have been since 1982. I was 4 when I got bit by the bug.
1982, I was -2 years old, Mike. So, there you go.
All right, next up we had John Cena taking on R-Truth, or we should say Ron Cena. I thought it was for what it was meant to be, it was a fun, entertaining match. That's all it was meant to be, with R-Truth doing his whole Cena gimmick. And, but overall, it was a waste of time.
Agreed.
You're right. I mean, this was a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It was what it was supposed to be, entertaining, but all in all, waste of time. Like, come on, let's get to something good.
Which then, Johnny, you want to throw anything out there about this match that you haven't said already?
Listen. There you go. I've said enough about this. The John Cena tour. It's a joke. It's a joke. And like I said, the wrestling's going down, and John Cena sees what I see.
It's just not our wrestling anymore, guys.
There you go. Then we had a quick interview segment where they showed earlier in the day John Cena ran into Jey Uso. As soon as I saw that, I turned to Coco and I said, finish is going to be Cena interferes, beats down on Jey Uso, and Cody returns to make the save. And we will get into the end of the night in a little bit. But before that, we had the cage match. Damian Priest taking on Drew McIntyre in what I felt was, this is why I love cage matches, but not on NBC, because I don't understand how you have a fucking cage match with no blood and quite possibly one of the worst and lamest finishes of a cage match I ever saw in my life.
Well, Jesse said it best. Did you notice that there's a new way to edit TV? Did you catch that new editing?
Mm-mm.
So was that the commercial with the guy with the car crash or something?
No. Anytime the fans were holding up fingers or yelling out anything, the screen went blurred completely. It was like it was whited out deal. Did you see that? But here's something a little bit more foretelling of. Did you see what the biggest sponsor was to wrestling tonight?
What?
Ass wipes for men.
I saw that.
Dude wipes. They're ball wipes.
Yeah.
They're for your balls.
Listen, there's a lady here.
I was going to say that.
You don't have
Sorry,
to
Jimmy.
say it like that. You know what I'm saying?
I have two sons. I have two sons.
She's more of a man than any of us. She's been around the business for years.
Jeannie could kick all of our asses.
Exactly. She's Lumbergenie, for God's sake.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, we got to see that, okay, as you like to say, ball wipes are the main sponsor. And not for nothing. Yeah, that steel cage match would have never even gotten on TV, like Jesse said, with Dick Embersaw. I'm surprised, like you're saying, that they even want to run a steel cage on TV with no. But then again, does a steel cage necessarily mean that there's going to be blood? It just means that your opponent shouldn't be able to walk away or run away from you. He should be trapped in there like a caged animal, according to Freddie Blassie, who invented the steel cage match.
Drew did
there goes
really...
a little. Yeah, there you go. Freddie Blassie invented the steel cage. He wanted to
I did not know that.
He used to file his teeth, and he wanted to make sure you couldn't run from him when he would bite your forehead and get blood from you. But yeah, to me, there was only one high point to this whole show, and we're going to get to it in a minute. Yeah, I liked that match. I thought it was somewhat lackluster, but I like Drew McIntyre, and Priest I'll never get.
I can't stand the way they booked Drew McIntyre. I just want to say that. Go ahead, Gianni.
Sorry. I can't saying the way they're booking Priest, because both of these men are getting booked the wrong way. Like they're both awesome guys. They're both awesome wrestlers. I mean, and the end of that match with the concerto, Drew really sold that concerto well. Like that was really good. I mean, yeah, that was really really good. But as far as maybe the reason why they let a cage match on NBC, there was no blood. There was a lackluster finish, and there you go. So it was a waste of a match as far as I'm concerned, as far as the blood and the violence goes.
I think even Jesse was saying in a roundabout way too about the finish and all. Like he was pretty much calling them out in a roundabout way.
And then they called him out. You didn't hear him any longer from that point on.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I believe that Jesse is right 100%. How do you walk out of a steel cage?
I've seen cage matches where they walk out the front door. I mean, I'm going back in the 80s, 90s. They used to do that. It was either over the top or out the front door. 2 feet had to hit the ground. And sometimes they would do that bullshit part where, the door opened, the referee opened the door and they go out, but then they get pulled back in. And
yeah.
But you always could go out the back door. You usually didn't win that way, but
yeah.
You could.
That was double entendre on Jesse's part. The back door. You get it. The back door. No one's ever came through the front door. They had to come through the back door for Vince. That was a double entendre behind the scenes low ball from Jesse, and I think it hit its mark.
And I bet you the one who got the biggest pop of that was Triple H.
Speaking of low balls, that segment was sponsored by Dude Wipes.
Triple H has a questionable pass along with John Cena.
Oh boy.
Just ask anyone about the dildo gym that John Cena owns.
Okay,
yeah. Disclaimer.
All opinions expressed are by Johnny HotBody, and his alone. Disclaimer.
Listen, let's be real here, man. There's a lot of guys that have questionable ways about them, and when it shows, you just have to call it out. You smell a skunk, you don't go, "Oh, what's that?" You go, "Hey, I smell a skunk."
DJ says, my own thoughts on Saturday night's main event, would I correct it if it was like those two old men watching the Muppet Show on Saturday morning?
Did you guys hear the latest also? Here's another kick in the ass for the WWE. It just gets better for them. The Rock just signed a new movie deal, so he's not able to do anything until after 2026. So much for WrestleMania there, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. But, what was the next thing we were going to speak about?
Let me see. Michelle says cage matches should be like they did in NWA. You win by a pinfall. I'm okay with the going over the top or going through the door, but I feel like, and I say this in probably 75% of Drew McIntyre's matches, that guy is a fucking monster. He's a beast.
Yes, he
is. Can work his ass off, and he fucking does whatever that company asks of him. And I feel like they always give him these fucking lame, sour, fucking horrible finishes that make him look weak, just like they did tonight. Like, I get it. Like, they put fucking Damian over big time on him, but everybody's always going over big time on Drew, and he's left lying in a fucking ring. And when does he get his flowers? Like, when does it happen for Drew McIntyre?
Drew McIntyre was the heavyweight champion a few times, wasn't he there, Chubby there?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he lost it to to Priest, was a year, just over a year and a half, almost a year and a half ago, whatever it was.
Yeah, well, that shows you right there that they like the guy. They gave him titles. They give him a push. He just got a contract. He's making millions of dollars now, not thousands, not 100,000. He's in the $1 million club as far as wrestling goes. Listen, anything they give him, I'm sure he'd be happy to do with the money they're giving him. Yeah. And like you said, yes, he is a beast. And truly, if he was to perform on the level that he should be performing, he would be the world champion, and there wouldn't be anyone that could take it from him.
Mm. When Drew was world champion, it was during the COVID era. And that, in my opinion, that wasn't a fair run, to me, because
that was Triple H giving him a pat on the back. That's what Triple H likes to do to the guys. He likes to give them pats on the back. But you got to watch out for that guy. I'm telling you, he's got a questionable pass.
But I really think he needs a fair run with the title with fans, because look what he did with an Impact. When he was world champion there. Fantastic work.
Was he ever, now, because, I just came back to the business a couple of years ago and started watching again, but was he ever a face at any time?
Yeah. When he was in three-man band, I think, he was a face. And also...
He was actually handpicked by Vince McMahon when he was, I believe, 18 or 19 years
old. At a golf outing.
And really? he's been with the company that long. He's had some problems with bar fights and this and that, where his image wasn't as squeaky clean as John Cena's was. And when Vince McMahon had to make a choice, here you and I had an argument, a little bit of a banter last night about this. Do you give the heavyweight champion does an owner of a corporation, professional wrestling, give a junkie the title, make him the face of your organization, and hope that the little kids don't find out?
I personally would not. No, absolutely not.
Well, there's your issues right there.
DJ says, does Drew even need a title? In my thoughts, he is a great workhorse, just like Roddy Piper. I mean, I agree. I'm not saying he needs a title, but I just like to see him booked a little better.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
I mean, I love the feud he was in with CM Punk, and I thought they had amazing fucking matches, and probably match of the year in that cage match they had, last year. And even the match he had with Drew or Damian at WrestleMania in Philly, I thought was a great match. But I think he needs to be booked better. I just really do. I don't like the finishes they come up with him. I think they make him look weak in a lot of these finishes. But I guess overall it doesn't matter because he just keeps chugging along.
Well, a lot of these wrestlers like Drew, and I can't think of anyone else, but there is. Go back to the Terry Funk analogy. You got to put the guys over. I'll work with him. I'll do something special with him for there to be a business. But it just, I agree with you as well, Dave. He should be pushed better, or look better. Excuse me. And it's, I don't know. I don't.
Self-destructing in front of our eyes.
Yes.
All right. Well, next up, we had the main event of the night. Main event: Jey Uso versus Maverick Logan Paul. And I have to ask this question because this drives me fucking insane on a daily basis with WWE. I don't know how AEW does it because I don't watch the product, but I don't know if it's just because I'm fucking old school and I feel the old school way makes the most fucking sense. But when you have these guys coming out, or females coming out and doing their entrances, it should always be the heel out first and then the face. Unless it's a championship match, and then the opponent should come out first and the champion should come out second. Why do you send out your top baby face who gets the biggest fucking pop of the night in a world title match out first?
To create the illusion that he has the biggest pop of the night.
Oh, you saw the crowd going wild.
Let me explain. Let me finish.
Let me finish. Please let me finish.
Yes.
And then 30 seconds into his entrance, you go to a 5-minute commercial break where you take his whole entrance away and you take away part of Logan Paul's entrance. It ruined that whole aspect of that match.
It's because of the short attention span aspect, number one. Number two, there's not that many people yeeting as you would like to believe. The illusion of smoke and mirrors is done like this. I'm going to give you a little tidbit of what's going on this weekend. Mission Impossible. I can't stand that midget Tom Cruise. I've never watched a movie. I've never watched a movie of that freak. I believe he's a freak. I can't stand him. If I met him in person, I'd punch him in his mouth. I have about 5 seconds of time that I could spare for Tom Cruise, and it isn't good. But anyway, so Tom Cruise, they like.
How do you really feel, Johnny?
They like to push this guy as if he's some mega superstar, that he's broken world records, that he's invented sliced bread, and he's along the way invented cream cheese with it. Well, check this out. He's got a new movie out, and all you keep seeing is them pushing this movie down your throat all week. And then they're having the channel with the Mission Impossible Marathon. Do you know why they do shit like this? Because they got a ton of money invested in it. Nobody's buying it, so they got to do their best, over-market it, shove it down your throat, and then make you go, hey, it's a water cooler. Did you catch that yeet? Did you catch the Mission Impossible? Same concept. Both stink to high the hell water. And if you guys believe that this Jey Uso is over, you go to a match and really see what the people really are doing. Everything you see on TV is an illusion. Smoke and mirrors. Yeet is not over. Neither is CM Punk. I hate to break it to you, Chubby. And Gianni, before you say anything, think before you speak.
I had nothing to say.
I know you're a fan of Tom Cruise. That's why I said that.
I am not. I've never seen Mission Impossible and plan on not seeing.
I've never seen a Mission Impossible movie.
But you get what I'm saying. When something stinks so bad, they shove it down. Listen, when you go to a restaurant and something's really horrible, people go, ew, taste this. But
okay, all right.
Nobody, when something's good, nobody's wanting you to taste it. Nobody's going, this is the best.
But listen, all right. Take Yeet out of it. Take CM Punk. Take any. Let's just talk faces, heels. Shouldn't the heel always come out first?
No.
Okay, explain to me. Unless it's a title match. Okay, explain to me why.
Okay, if you have a lackluster card and it's fallen by the wayside, and you got your face guy who's supposed to be over like Krispy Kreme donuts, you send him out to get the crowd enthused while the commercials are running. You're trying to create
I'm talking
illusion.
Nothing. No. I'm not talking nothing about commercials or nothing. I'm just talking, shouldn't a heel come out first to get all that heat and then the face come out?
No. If the card sucks, listen, you need to draw the emphasis into it. You need to get the people off their feet. You don't send a heel if the card's already failing. You send them the good guys so they could pop like mega, like
but
crazy.
If the heel comes
and then
out
when the heel
first,
comes out, listen, as far
it's
as
going to
I
get
go,
a bigger pop for the face.
Listen, as far as I went as a heel, I would want to come out last all the time so that people hate me more. That's my thought process. It worked for me. I walked around the ring 10, 15 minutes. People hated my guts. I didn't even get in the ring and they were throwing batteries at me. I don't know, man. And then you would have Tony Stetson standing up here pointing, look, yeah. But that was that game. That was that match. Sorry.
One of my favorite matches.
I made it about me. I'm sorry.
One of my favorite matches about you is you and Tony didn't touch for 15 minutes. It was they wanted to kill you. The fans wanted to kill you. It was awesome.
Yeah, but you the question is, does the heel go out first? Why would you want the heel to go out first?
Pretty much exactly what you said, because when the heel goes out first, he's going to generate all that heat. So when the face does come out, you're going to get an even bigger monster pop when it's done right. To blow that crowd up.
I just think that you go. My real opinion on this is I would go with what the crowd is. I would feel for what the crowd's sense is, and that's how I would do it. The barometer is the people. If so be it, if it's got to be a face goes out first, okay, the face has to go out first. But I do you're missing the main point of why Triple H is shoving Yeet out first. They got a ton of money invested in this idiot.
Oh yeah,
they need to sell as many shirts as possible. They need to get as many Yeet cereal boxes sold as. You know how many pancakes they're stuck with from New Day? I mean, for real, let's be real. They're trying to get rid of that cereal. They actually still have freezer burned ice cream bars with Hulk Hogan on them.
I was going to say,
and little chalk vitamins with Tugboat and Earthquake on the little vitamins. Listen, dude.
Oh man,
the WWE's loaded with merchandise, and they got to sell that shit quick.
DJ says Johnny Hotbody reminds me of Jake the Snake when he gives his psychology and his deliverance in his explanation of a topic, which is tell it like it is.
Thank you. I kind of like that. I like Jake the Snake. I always did. He was a little bit ahead of his time, and too many people just didn't understand where he was going. What a talent, worker, incredible.
Absolutely. John Smith, welcome to the show. What's up, buddy? Hey, yo.
Welcome, one and all.
And it seems like DJ knows John. Hi, John. Hey, DJ.
Hello, DJ.
What's up, DJ?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, right? Don't let us bother you.
Jeannie, what would you rather have go out first, the heel or the face?
It depends. I mean, going back, when I was a teenager and all, I mean, it depended on where the crowd was. In Philly, it was, that's a heel town. So the heels came out last 9 times out of 10, unless it was a championship match and they didn't have the belts or whatever. But, I mean, I remember Road Warriors, always, coming out, and we would all, the Four Horsemen, it was like we cheered them, and now like in indie shows and stuff like that, I never really paid attention. But yeah, it usually the heels come out first, unless it's a championship match or there's such a storyline between the face and the heel that the heel gets just a bigger pop or a bigger reaction. But 9 times out of 10, it's usually the faces go first. I mean, I'm sorry, the heels go first.
I think it all depends on the vibe and the crowd and everything, and the town, of course.
Right.
But it's just all those factors have to go into one match.
if I had an organization, I would have an organization with nothing but heels. I would have no faces, and I think I would have one of the greatest organizations there ever was. I would make
Save
sure
me a
that
front row seat, Johnny.
I'd make sure that the only way you get paid is if you win. You want to get paid, you got to win. I want to bring wrestling back to the days of old when there was some legitimate fisticuffs in that ring. Tony and I, we beat each other up, although the outcome may have been predetermined. We went out there and beat the living shit out of each other. Why? Because just call Tony and me crazy. We believed it was better for the people to see some hard hitting and matches where they weren't all finesse and lottie-dottie, screw everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what needs to come back into the wrestling world. If they want to run another show, I will run the show for him, and I'll show everyone how to put wrestling on. But just remember, you just don't get paid if you don't win.
You guys beat the shit out of each other so much you pulled your hair out.
No,
Jesus.
it's got to be wrestling. You think these are wrestlers. You all know how to wrestle. You all went to school. You are all tough guys. You paid your $3,000. You shaved your balls. You put on cologne. You got your robes. You got your tights and everything. And you all are going to sit in the back and you're going to call your spots before you get there like a bunch of morons. That ain't the way Johnny HotBody's organization works. This is who you're working against. This is who you're working against. Get in the ring and work. Whoever wins gets paid. How's that?
HotBody Championship Wrestling.
That's right. Now, that moron Hulk Hogan and that other blowhard Bischoff want to see how they put an organization together. I'd show you, because there's a lot of talent out there that truly wants to work. Give them the opportunity, set the rules and the standards, and you'd have one hell of an organization.
And I'll get the belts made for him, Johnny. Don't worry.
Listen. You can keep them belts. Belts don't do nothing but hold your pants up. And for some people, they're so untrustworthy. They wear belts and suspenders at the same time.
Gianni's always looking for an excuse to get belts made.
Yes,
listen,
indeed.
Gianni, I seen those belts be made in Pakistan on YouTube last night. I watched the whole show of Yeet getting his belt made and this and that. Those belts are very, very they're not like the old ones. I remember having a title from Larry Sharp. It was the NWA Junior Heavyweight title. It was made of aluminum.
You held the ones I got made. They're a lot heavier. And
they're high quality belts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Anybody needs a belt, see Gianni.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. So Uso and Logan Paul, I thought was a really, really nice match. Johnny says it all the time, and I can't agree with him more. Logan Paul is fucking a star, an amazing worker. He fucking goes out every time and busts his fucking ass. I thought he had a really, really amazing match with Jey Uso, making Jey look fucking great. And as I predicted in my house, we saw Cena run in, attack Jey Uso, which brought back, after 6 weeks, the return of the politician Cody Rhodes.
I called that also. I said that Cody was coming back, although when I hear these things from my sources, they're pretty much dead on. Anyway, he was done doing his deal. He had a little bit of a TV show that he was filming, some shit like that. But here's something that'll shock you, Chubby. You see this kid, Logan Paul? He's got star written all over him, and I don't agree with him out of the ring, what he does in his lifestyle. That's not my business. but let's talk the wrestling end of this kid. He's got it. He will be the world champion for this organization. If they're smart, they would give him a run and have him carry it. He's a great heel. He is a great heel. Something this business doesn't have many of is a true, natural, Roddy Piper style heel. This kid's got it all. Working ability, could hang with the best and the worst of them and make any of them look good inside out. You said something very indicative of Jey Uso can't work, and that's why they had to stick him with Logan Paul. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, Chubby. Jey Uso sucks without his tag team partner, and that's what's wrong with Jey Uso. He's only a main event in the tag team scene. He's not a main event. Logan Paul, that kid is the main event. Give him the title. Give him some really good matches against a Gunther. Even his match again. Here's one that'll blow your mind. Him against Roman Reigns would be phenomenal if they let it be a whole storyline over the time period as opposed to a one match and move on. The potential is there with Logan Paul to carry over a year's worth of TV with ratings. Those are my opinions on Logan Paul, and I'm not a fan of his.
I agree with you, Johnny, and the fact that he does have it, and you know who he was trained by? Ricochet.
Yes, Ricochet.
Yes, and that says it all right there.
Well, listen, let's not give Ricochet too much credit because Ricochet sucks. Listen, he's a flop around. He's a flop around body. That's all he is. Yeah, he's an acrobat. He's not a professional wrestler. Logan Paul is a professional wrestler. There's
Agreed.
a difference.
There is, yeah.
All right, let's run through some comments. John Smith says, will Gunther do us all a favor and end this Yeet mess?
One can only hope.
It's only a matter of time. It will come to an end.
Jeannie, you surprised me. You're not a fan of Yeet.
Oh, God. It's so annoying.
Okay.
I find it so annoying.
What do the children think of the Yeet mess?
I don't have any children. My children are 28 and 31.
Well, they're still children, and I bet they still know that mommy likes to Yeet. I mean, no. My youngest son used to love wrestling, and he was the Hardy Boys was his his guys. But he's not into wrestling anymore at all. So he probably has no clue of who he even is. Okay.
But it's just, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm so old and cynical and I've been around it too long that a lot of I just find, the people like, oh my God, love this, love it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed. Please stop. Just stop. I mean, for example, when you go to a show and the ring announcer says, and this match is scheduled for one fall.
So annoying.
And I'm just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up with that. I seriously, I'm over it. I'm done. It's been going on since I don't know how long, and I'm over it.
When they did that in Philly, I just looked at Megan and I was like,
I can't. But the Yeet thing annoys me. And I know you love her, but that Chelsea girl, she annoys the hell out of me.
She knows the hell out of me too, but you can still look at her.
Oh yeah, well, when Johnny mentioned and what was it, a hot oil match?
Yes.
What was it, an oil match? I could see Drew McIntyre in that I would pay to see. I would definitely pay to see that. Not her,
I'm
but
out.
Drew
I'm out on that
McIntyre.
one. I'm out on
Yeah.
that one there.
You know.
You sure, Gianni? You don't want to see McIntyre in a hot oil match
No,
against Seth Rollins, maybe?
no, please, no. Chelsea Green versus anybody else on the women's roster. Yeah.
I'd like to see Chelsea Green against Rhea Ripley in a hot oil match.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. This is PG. Can we get off of this?
I think we already are.
DJ says, I pick for the challenger to come out first and then the champion, no matter if it's a championship match or not. John Smith says, Johnny wants to bring back Underground with Shane. Laugh out loud.
Let's bring back Underground, and while we're at it, let's bring back Wrestling Society X on MTV. That piece of shit thing, man. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I forgot all about that one. Magic Mike says, traditionally heels come out last when I worked for BWO Body Slam Wrestling Organization. I was managing a wrestler by the name of Magic. He was BWO US champion. And there was a lot of times we went out first and we were heels, and it was confusing to me. Laugh out loud. Let's see. Michelle says we need men like Harley Race.
There you go. Seriously, this is where the business falls short. You don't have those guys that you would see maybe at your corner bar beating up everyone in the neighborhood anymore. And there were plenty of men like that back in my day.
Mm-hmm. John Smith says, where does Drew and Priest go from here? And I agree. That's the thing. You totally, again, squashed out Drew. What are you supposed to do with him? And where does Priest go? Priest just walked off into the sunset. It's just what happens
did they do the draft yet? Or the crap where they're exchanging for ratings the SmackDown versus Raw talent?
Do they still do that?
Yes, they do. They call it a draft under the guise of it's such a joke, man. What if they just make the talent all work across the board? It's the WWE. We don't need to have two organizations two subsidiaries where one's a tax write-off. Let's be honest.
Yeah, SmackDown is definitely the lower of the two.
It worked. The first draft worked because the project was stale. After that, when they broke up the Dudley Boys, and they went off on their own accord. But after that, it was it's like enough's enough with this, you know.
Didn't they used to hold those drafts simultaneously? Mm-hmm. Not exactly, but around the NFL draft. So wouldn't that have already happened if it happened? I don't watch, so I don't know. I don't watch Raw.
I think so. Yeah, you're right.
I know at least they used to, so I don't know.
Well, everyone is aware that what's going on is they changed the talent for the ratings. It has nothing to do with anything more than the talent fizzles out in one area. It's dry. The ratings are gone. They have to bring in talent for the new TV rights, and they were arguing that SmackDown was trying to be the number one show for a while there, and out of nowhere Raw comes back and they take it, and it's been like this for quite some time, where I think they would just do better if it's one organization. It's one organization and everybody works. The stars, the wrestlers just go from whatever TV show it is to whatever and just work. Why does there have to be this pretend A card, B card?
Go from Raw to SmackDown. and there you go. That's all we need. We don't need this A card B card bullshit. Like Johnny said, I totally agree with you.
Michelle says, "Hell yeah, Jeannie! Drew in a hot oil match would be hot."
Say, thank you, Michelle.
And one champion would suit better.
All right, there, Michelle. Who would be hotter, Barry Windham in a hot oil match or Drew McIntyre? I know this answer. I'll wait.
John Smith says, "I'm tired of the growling when the wrestlers are being announced." Do you mean by the ring announcers? That's like a whole new thing. The ring announcers growl when they.
Thank you, John. Oh my God, so annoying. I get so annoyed when they do that.
What are you talking about? I don't hear this. Like,
it was basically, I think what's her name started it, Samantha Irvin.
Okay.
When they come out, she gets all animated, and here is Drew McIntyre.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Listen, that's been going on for quite some time. I think Michael Buffer was the one that really started that what they call growling. All it is adding production to the show, man.
Mm-hmm.
I get that part of it, and he's great at it, and I loved Howard Finkel, you know what I mean? Like, but these new people today, men, women, it's like, I understand you're getting the crowd into it and revving them up and and all that kind of stuff. I get it, but there's a way to do it, and the way they've been doing it recently is just annoying to me.
See, Justin Roberts used to growl, but he growled in a way you couldn't really tell he was growling, if that makes sense. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think they all go to the Cody Rhodes School of Acting and where they promos, the school for promos, and that may be what's.
And he annoys me too. I can't with him.
Well, Cody went to acting school. Before
he needs to go back. He needs to go back.
And that's why Dusty's Rolex disappeared, because he sold it for him and his.
There you go.
Him and his sister to go to acting school in California.
Chubby, I have a question for you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been watching wrestling for some time, and Jeannie, and Gianni also. Is it me, or does Cody Rhodes and John Cena leave something out? Their wrestling, to me, just doesn't cut the mustard. It looks so fake, and
yes,
they pull they're swinging in the air. They're not doing the mat. They're the worst at making it look real.
Yeah,
and you could see them talking.
I'll say more Cody than Cena. Like tonight, I said to myself as I was watching the Cena match, when Cena was doing his stuff, getting his stuff in, and then R-Truth was getting his stuff in, it looked so much more solid than when Cena did it than R-Truth. And I would feel the same way if it was Cena and Cody. I would say Cena's looks better than Cody.
Well, why are the people yelling you can't wrestle if that's the case? Am I missing something?
You know what's weird? And me and Coco were talking about this, and we said this the last few times. Cena comes out. As soon as his music hits, he gets an instant pop, and then the crowd goes, "John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks." And they got all the signs hating on him, but then they start popping for him at times. It's like so weird. It's like they want to love him, but they want to hate him. They just want to cheer and boom at the same. It's like it's.
They'll never ask wrestling fans who they're going to vote for.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They don't have a clue what they're doing.
That's why I don't vote, Johnny.
There you go. Let's see. Michelle says, Gianni, maybe 1988 Barry Windham, and I can't stand Pat McAfee and Michael Coles. Sometimes I mute it, laugh out loud. Yeah, I think John Smith nailed it right there. The crowd is just fickle, and they just want to play along. And I think that's what it comes down to. Now it's just like the crowd is just playing. It's like they're just out to have fun.
True.
Yeah, but it's taken away from wrestling completely. I think Joel Goodhart may be correct when he says that there is no more wrestling today. What you see on TV is a far cry from what it used to be. And if it doesn't get fixed, it's going to go away like everything else.
Well, you know something else, too, I'm going to throw out there. And I almost said this to you this afternoon, John, when we were talking. I don't think you can look on the WWE roster or the AEW roster or any organization's roster today, and you can say there's one person on that roster that's truly going to draw you a sellout crowd. I think nowadays it's more about the complete package and brand than it is about any one particular person anymore. Where back in the day, yeah, Hogan was your guaranteed sellout. He was going to draw people. Flair was your guarantee. He was going to draw people.
The Rock and Roll Express were a guaranteed sellout.
Rock and Roll.
Dusty Rhodes, the Horseman.
Yeah.
The Horseman.
Dusty Rhodes wasn't. Listen, Dusty Rhodes was a steel act. I hate to break it to most of the people. I'm not a fan of Dusty Rhodes. Never.
Oh, I hate that man.
Will be. He was a pompous, ignorant asinine. And if you would have met him when he was in his glory, before he was looking for everybody's sympathy, he was a total piece of shit.
Yep.
Him and Ric Flair, the gin soaked booze hound, that piece of shit.
I never had a problem with Rick. Rick was always very nice to me. I've met him several times. Always very nice, Flair, very kind and respectful. Dusty Rhodes, piece of shit.
Ric Flair meant women. He was kind and respectful because all he wanted to do was sleep.
Well, yeah.
That was his angle. He was playing. He played that suave Rico kind of guy.
Right.
But in reality, Rick was a creep.
Absolutely. Oh, listen, I agree with you. I just my own personal experience with them.
My gripe,
very nice.
My gripe with a lot of these men is real simple and sweet. They could have helped a lot of the talent that was coming along and has been coming along. But no, what did they do? They sat in the corner, drank themselves into a stupor, charged people for autographs because it was their last thing that they had going for them, when it wasn't in reality. The truth is if they would have gave back to the sport more so than acting as if the sport did them wrong. Millionaires that can't pay their bills, they act as if the sport did them wrong. They don't know that they're the ones that were wrong. This is why I speak the way I do. They're not stars. And no one should take their children to look up to these goofballs. That's my point, man. 35 years ago, I turned my back on the business for a reason. I seen a lot of these dudes were self-absorbed, egotistical assholes, and never once would they lend a hand out to help anyone that wasn't their own, or if it didn't have a reward for them. And yep. Paulie and your boy Todd were two of the biggest piece of shits I ever met in the business.
Disclaimer.
Look, man, I'm not going to listen. I only hope to God more people start listening to us, because I'm going to tell the truth as much as I can about the business. A lot of people are going to get mad. I ain't kissing no one's ass. I owe you nothing. I owe you nothing, just like you owe me nothing. You can say whatever you want. My name could come out of anyone's mouth. I don't care. Listen, you can't say nothing bad about me that I haven't said about myself already. So have at it. Have at it, laddie.
Let me pull that message up real quick.
While you're doing that, babe, we owe you something, Johnny. We owe you a thank you for what you've done to the business.
To me, it was listen. I fell in love with a business that I thought was something more than what it truly turned out to be. I'm glad I got to see it for what it's truly was, and what it is. And hopefully there's people out there, the kids today will listen to me and cover their asses so they don't have to suck up and think that they owe something to some moron like an egotistical, I'm going to say his name. You don't care. Paul Heyman. That's, that dude's hanging on by a thread. He's hanging on by a thread. I can't wait to see him burn.
And it made the point about paying $3,000 for wrestling school. I've heard some schools up to 10 grand.
Well, there was somebody that got mad at me because I liked Buzz Sawyer.
Yeah.
But listen, the dude, you know what he did that I liked? He charged people the money to go to school and would beat the shit out of them. And you want to know something? A lot of dudes quit. That tells you they weren't built for the business. He did it the right way. He put you through hell if you didn't make it. Thank you for your $3,000. Now get up the street, kid. The wrestling business is not for you. And that's the way it should be conducted today.
I paid my money, and Johnny and Tony beat the shit out of me 4 nights a week.
He did that to Undertaker, and Undertaker. Ever hear the story about how he trained Undertaker? There was Buzz Sawyer. Buzz Sawyer trained Mark Calloway, and there was about 30 guys coming. Then there was 20 guys, and then 15, and then 5, and then 2, and then Taker shows up one day, and it was gone. Buzz left the territory, and that was it. And he also left 2 of his Rottweilers. Taker took his Rottweilers home with him. So,
well, listen, what Buzz Sawyer did may not have been right in the sense of leaving his dogs with Mark Calloway, because I wouldn't leave my dogs with Mark Calloway. That was an inside joke.
All right, I'm going to read these final comments and then this text message story about Mr. HotBody. Magic Mike says, by the way, please join the Cauliflower Alley. I'm a lifetime member. It is a great organization, and he is absolutely correct.
Yes, it is. They helped me. Rich helped me. And when I was down, it's definitely worth the cause. And they definitely help wrestlers that need help. That it's worth it. Join if you can.
Yeah, it's great. It's cheap. It's easy, and it's all goes to a great cause. They're an amazing organization. I'm a member, and I've never wrestled a day in my life.
And Richie is one hell of a good guy.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I love him and his wife Cindy. They are just great people.
And he took an awesome bump and wasn't done. That was great.
John Smith says the crowd has to stop begging for tables every match.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Mike says, Bay, I agree with you. It's about the company. I've spoke to a lot of wrestlers that told me you wanted to make money. You went on the A show with Hulk Hogan all the way. Absolutely. John Smith says, on a good note, glad to see Gable's getting that lucha match. Chad Gable is going to be the breakout star of 2025.
Yes.
All right. So Magic Mike, through a friend of his, had a story about Mr. Johnny HotBody, and he sent this to me the other day, and I was hysterical. And it is a funny story about Johnny HotBody. He's from my neighborhood. when I was managing the local Pathmark in the neighborhood, he'd come in every morning purchasing a watermelon and 2.5 gallons of spring water. One day, a guard tried to stop him at the front door asking if he had paid for his stuff, which he certainly did. HotBody turns and tells him to go get the fuck off of him. As the guard tries to grab him, again, he unloaded the 2.5 gallon of water across the guard's head. Laugh out loud. He went flying across the floor, and I handed Johnny a new 2.5 gallon of water and said, "Hey, I'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah, true story.
That's great.
The guy tried to say I was shoplifting, and I had the water, the Poland Spring water. I beat him up with it. I beat him up with the bottle of Poland Spring water. He had glasses off. All I remember is he had glasses on, and I lifted up the jug and I just punched him straight in the face with the jug of water. His glasses went flying off. Yeah. Cops asked me if I wanted to press charges on the guy afterwards. I want him fired. Yeah, that's true story. I was out of my mind when I was Johnny HotBody. I was a juice head. I believed my gimmick. I lived my gimmick, and yeah, total asshole at the highest. Sorry.
I wonder if there's video surveillance of that. I would love to see it. That would be cool.
That would be hysterical. If we can get that footage and put it on YouTube, go viral.
Nah, that was a side of me I don't think I was even fond of. I'm glad I'm not Johnny HotBody no more, fellas, and that's the truth.
Well, on that note, I want to thank Mr. Johnny HotBody for his insight, his stories, and his love and hate for the business.
Yeah, we'll do this again next week on what is it? Monday night.
Monday night. Yes.
2 days from now, right?
Yeah. Lumbergenie, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Always a pleasure.
Jeannie, thank you for being here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry I won't be able to make it for Raw because I got to get up very early the next morning for work. So I will be going to bed early and not watching Raw anyway. But have a great time. I'm hoping to see a replay of it if possible.
Yeah, we got to do Raw, the quicker ones. We got to do quicker breakdowns of Raw because I got to get up early too. DJ Plays Favorites says, "Thanks for a wonderful night." Thank you, DJ.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Gianni, thank you for hanging out for the party.
Thank you, brothers, and thank you, Lumbergenie, and I can't wait to be on your show June 13th, I believe.
Let me check my calendar. There you are. Yeah, the 13th.
Yes.
July 13th.
Yeah, you can check out Lumbergenie and Carmelo on
June 13th.
June 13th.
June 13th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No problem.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
You can check them out on Carmelo's Wrestling Radio Relived. It's usually out every Friday evening. So go check them out. And Gianni will be there hanging out in a couple weeks. And there you go. Thanks again, everybody. If you have not already, go down below, hit that subscribe button. Hit the follow button, do whatever you need to do.
Do the thumbs up.
Ring the bell, especially if you're on YouTube, get all the notifications. And come back. Next episode, we'll be back Monday. And I actually have an interview booked for Wednesday night with that bad chick herself, Vicious Vicky Venuto. So tune in. We're gonna be talking a whole lot of wrestling. And she just had a killer match last weekend with Indy Hartwell up in for Awesome Championship Wrestling. Yeah, so she's making her mark. She worked Tessa on the TWA show.
Okay. All right. I have to remember that name. I'll be looking for it. Out of all of them, Tessa's my favorite.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's definitely, when she gets her chance at the WE, the people are going to be in for a very talented worker in this business. I could see her working against Stephanie Valkyr now. It'd be some of the best matches ever.
Agreed.
She's amazing. Yes.
She's a sweetheart too.
She is. She is.
Yeah. Can't wait for the moment that she finally gets that shot.
Yes.
But on that note, everybody, thank you again so much. Thank you to my cast and crew here. I love you guys.
Love you too, man. Thank you for having us.
Talk to you all very soon.
Good night, everyone.
Love you. Have a great Memorial weekend.
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.